Hey guys, what's up? It's MCO148 here on the Film Addicts. I had the honour to pick another theme for the week, and I picked one which, again, but we haven't talked about very much, and that is a horror theme. So I picked the horror theme because partially I wanted to talk about my favourite horror movie of all time, which you already know by the title and possibly if you've been on my channel, and that is of course The Shining. Now, the reason that I wanted to review this, of course, you know, it is my favourite horror movie, and possibly my top 10 favourite movies of all time. It is just such a brilliant movie. So, yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, basically the plot to it is about Jack Torrance, played by Jack Nicholson, who's in need of a job. So, when he hears that a job is opening up in a hotel, in a secluded area, basically surrounded by mountains and trees, he decides to go no further than a job interview. Now, after taking this like 3.5 hour trip up to the mountains, excuse me, he expects to get the job straight away, and yeah, the job interview goes fine until they tell them about the traumatic past which happened in the hotel during one season during the winter, and yeah, he wasn't put off in the slightest by this, and he just had to get a job for him and the sake of his family. So yeah, after they move in, their son Danny, he begins to hallucinate, and this is the reason why this movie is called The Shining. Danny, who is his son, can interact using only the thought of his mind with this other caretaker in the hotel. So yeah, basically this is known as The Shining, and it makes him. It can make you interact only using your brain, and yeah, this is the reason how this got its name basically. And throughout the whole movie, a lot of people have been like protesting against if Jack Torrance was possessed or he was just taking a mental breakdown. Of course, you know, like the whole storyline to it, because he takes an axe and basically hacks down a door, which of course, you know, is possibly the most famous scene in cinema history basically. And yeah, a lot of people didn't know if he was possessed or just lose the rag basically, and I think he actually just hallucinated like during the past and everything. Yes, it's really hard to explain, but you just have to see this movie to figure out for yourself. So yeah, that's the basic plot to the movie. A lot of other things happen, but I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to ruin the story for you. Yeah, I have to say the acting in this movie is great, apart from Shelley Duvall, who plays, can't remember her name, but let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you. It just says Shelley Duvall. But yeah, I don't think she's that great of an actress. I mean, in this movie, she didn't really fascinate me in the least. She was really boring. Like, her acting was too dramatised and just plain weird, and it's hard to describe. But other than that, the acting in this movie is brilliant. Jack Nicholson, one of the greatest actors to ever roam the earth. He's just a great actor altogether. Danny, his son in the movie, Danny Lloyd. Danny Lloyd, I think that's his name in the movie. Yeah. Just looking here. Danny Lloyd, his son, I think that's what you call it. Yeah, he's great for his age, and it's just a really freaky movie overall. There's other characters in it which I thought were really good. The whole plot to the movie was great. The pacing was great. It was a very freaky movie. Not the scariest movie I've seen, but really close enough. But this was just a brilliant movie, and what more can you expect from Stanley Kubrick? He's done like some of the greatest movies of all time, like A Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut, 2001: A Space Odyssey. He's done like these great movies, and this is my favourite Stanley Kubrick movie. It's just so awesome. So if you ever get the chance to see this movie, and if you haven't seen it yet, please pick it up. It's a brilliant movie. You have to check it out. Yeah, that's really all I can say without giving too much away. So this was my review on The Shining for Film Addicts. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please take this review into consideration whether or not I've seen the movie, but I think possibly everyone's seen this movie. So yeah, this was my review on The Shining. Once again, it's not particularly a movie which isn't well known, so yeah, just check it out if you haven't done so already. So that's The Shining. So yeah, just put it back in my collection. Okay, that was my review on The Shining. I'll be back next week. Yeah, I wonder what the theme will be for then. So, see you guys later.